Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. Oh my God, I don't even know what the hell happened there. All right, if you guys can hear me, we're live. Thank you so much for watching. Oh man, we got a big show ahead of us tonight. I mean, it's Smackdown Live. It was an amazing show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't. Due to my work commitments, and then I got here a little late. Unfortunately, I will not be able to recap the show tonight. So, Anthony Floyo, Didi Woodson, Michael Bullock, strap in, guys, because you're going to be doing a three-person weave tonight. So, I'm just going to moderate. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. I'm going to let you guys do all the work. So I'm just going to be the moderator, and I'm going to try not to let this get basically fall off the tracks or get this train ran off the rails. So with that said, let's get the work going. We started it out with Ms. TV special guest John Cena and a little bit of an interruption with Nikki Bella. So, yo, I'm gonna hand it off to you, my friend. What did you think about this Miss TV?
Well, I'll tell you what, Meth. I mean, this, wow. Oh, boy. It's not often I do this, but I have to in this case. Co-segment of the night. That's right. I said it. Co-segment of the night. Two segments on this show really stood out, and they bookended this show. I'll explain later. But as far as this segment goes, explosive opening segment. The crowd loved it. I don't know if there is much selling left to do for this match promo-wise, but they did a nice job of setting the stage. Cena looked to be having some fun, and Miz was good, even though Cena was 100% right about his promo being entirely derivative. Miz, pulling out the wine, doing the whiny thing, whining about, how John Cena, says that he manipulates everybody, and he has all this stroke, and it's well documented. Cena does have more stroke than anybody, but then Cena was, like MF always likes to say, real recognizing real, and he put Miz in his place, and then was gonna leave. Maurice says, "No, you don't leave until we say you do," and then slaps him in the face. Nikki Bella comes on down, and then leaves her with a parting word. So, but there was one thing that Cena said during that whole thing that really stood out to me. He said, "Hey, if I was the manipulator, do you really think I'd be in the ring standing face to face with you, Miz? Hell no. I'd be going face to face with The Undertaker." I wonder how a certain phenom on this panel feels about that statement.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, we'll find out in a minute. But nonetheless, though, everything about this segment was awesome.
Let's be quite honest, The Undertaker is a million times tougher than The Miz.
Of course. And but anyways, an explosive opening segment. That crowd, St. Paul, Minnesota, the Excel Energy Center, the home of the Minnesota Wild. I mean, they got a lot of things. They got a lot of things they're cheering for right now. The Wild, damn good team right now. Definitely a contender for the Stanley Cup, no doubt about it. That they got that great of a team. That's why they're cheering for them. And they're like, hey, it's one thing when we have a damn good hockey team, but when you have what is, and I'll even admit it as a Raw guy, the real A show of WWE SmackDown Live, you wonder why it's the A show nowadays? Because of segments like that. Say what you want about Miz TV, but that segment, whoa, that ranks up there as one of the greatest Miz TV segments of all time. And the firing shots are out. John Cena, Nikki Bella, Miz, Maurice. Mixed tag match. WrestleMania 33, Citrus Bowl, Orlando, April 2nd. Book it. Co-segment of the night. I don't know what else there is for me to say. Michael Bullock, how do you follow that?
I don't know how the heck you do follow that, but yeah, this was definitely the co-segment of the night. I mean, what can you say? I mean, the build build is finally starting up for this tag team match. I mean, we know that's going to definitely happen. I mean, Miz being his typical heel self, and John Cena basically responding back, and basically, I liked how he said, if I was standing in front of the manipulator, it would be the Undertaker. And let's be quite honest, the Undertaker is a million times tougher than the Miz. And you know what? If the Miz and Maurice have a problem with that, then, as in the immoral words of UConn head coach Jim Calhoun, get some facts and come back and see me. So take that, you A-list couple, you. So, yeah, and Maurice basically then interrupts and basically berates John Cena and then slaps him. And yeah, that smile on his face is like, girl, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. And out comes Nikki Bella, and then Miz and Maurice, well, they just decide to basically take their ball and go home. But yeah, it's definitely happening now. The build is there for John Cena and Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice at WrestleMania 33. So, co-segment of the night, Dee Woodson, come on in. Give us your thoughts on this opening segment.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's a co-segment of the night. If y'all are wondering why I'm up there twice, the only way I'm getting sound on my computer is if I have Google Hangouts open on my cell phone. But it's working. So it is what it is. Awesome segment, great way to start the show. Of course, SmackDown hardly ever disappoints when it comes to stuff like this. Definitely storyline progression. Good way to start off the new storyline between these. And basically, my description of Miz and Maurice running out is basically they're running out like chickens because they don't want to face them before the match is set, which, of course, even then they'll try to back out of it, I'm sure. But, oh well, they put their foots in their mouth tonight, and they found out what happens when you cross that line, and basically it's leading to the match, hopefully at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens. So let's move on.
MF, are you there?
Something tells me he's having problems with the sound on his end.
Well, he might be. But while we wait for MF to come back, I do want to make one quick announcement. I reached out to Derek Ferreira, and Thursday night, whatever time is good for you guys, Thursday night, we will have our Fastlane preview show. How about that? So sometime Thursday, well, all right, we lost MF for the minute. But,
Sounds good to me.
how about you, Bullock?
What is it?
Thursday night, we're doing the Fastlane preview. I got the clearance from Derek.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Just name a time that's good for you folks, and we'll do it from there.
Anytime after 9's good for me.
Anytime after 9 is good for you. All right. Is 10 okay? So that way I can get my Impact Wrestling fix out of the way.
Sure.
Because that's how I roll on Thursday nights. So
fine with me, because by then the kids will all be in bed.
Okay. All right. 10 good for you, Bullock?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. And as soon as we get MF back, we'll run it by him. And All right, there he is.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you.
All right. I'm sorry about that, guys. Apparently I had an issue earlier with the headset, and it just won't. I think everything
It's
was
acting
fine.
up on you.
I couldn't hear Florio at all. I couldn't hear Anthony, so I took my headset out, replugged it in, and unfortunately, I heard all you guys, but then you lost my audio. So now I'm back. So everything should be fine. I hope. Keyword is I hope. And we're just gonna go right into it. Like I said, the next thing we had was 2 out of 3 falls. This was the big one. This was heavily promoted on SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. Mickie James won the first fall. Becky Lynch won fall number 2. That evened it up at 1 fall apiece. The winner of the bout won Becky Lynch. She wins the bout. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
I thought this was a good match here. I'm gonna have to give it probably 3.25 to somewhere between 3.5. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we did have a little bit of some shenanigans with the SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss trying to basically stick her nose where it doesn't belong, but she tried to basically make sure that Mickie James wins it, but it backfired. Becky Lynch gets the win, so yeah. So where do we go from here? We're just gonna have to wait and find out. So 3.25, 3.5 stars is my rating. Dee Woodson, what says you?
I can agree with that. It was a very good match. Very exciting. Um, went very well with the storyline they have going on between the two. Well, I should say 3, since Alexa busted her nose out there and pretty much got kind of hit in the nose too by her best buddy, Mickie James. But still, Becky ends up pinning and getting that final fall to win the 2 out of 3. So yeah, it was very good match, or I should say matches, and very gripping, very enjoyable. So it would definitely be a match I would recommend watching, since the ladies actually do it all out there. So, Florio, it's yours.
3.25, 3.5 stars. Definitely, I agree with the rating. Even though at times it was a bit of a mediocre match between James and Lynch. I liked parts of it, but the commercial breaks made it disjointed, and as a result, it wasn't really able to tell much of a compelling story. Even though I was happy to see Becky Lynch not get worked by another contrived interference finish. So, a good match. I mean, they worked well. I mean, solid action throughout. A little clunky at times, and of course we had the usual interference spot, the obligatory interference spot. But other than that, very good match. I mean, these two worked well together. And let me just say it like this. MF, I hope you, if I know you, I'm sure you DVR'd this show tonight while you were fulfilling your work commitments, I'm sure. And I'm hoping you did. Because if you did, wow, you're gonna be really enjoying yourself tonight, because we all know MF loves these two. I mean, these are, we have Becky Lynch, his current love interest, Mickie James, his love interest from back in the day, back in the day when we were doing our Raw chats as JR and the King and all that. So, but other than that, yeah, solid action throughout. Where do we go from here? Like Bullock said, what's going to happen with the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 33? I don't know. Alexa Bliss is the champ for now, but what are they going to do? Good question. I don't know. 3.25, 3.5 stars. I probably would say second best fight of the night. Second best fight of the night for me. One match was better. I think you know where I'm going with it. So nothing left for me to say except MF. I hope you DVR'd the show tonight, man, because like I said, you're gonna enjoy the hell out of this one, because this was a damn good show from top to bottom.
All right. Very well. All right, guys. So speaking of the SmackDown Women's title, maybe the Queen of the Black Hearts might be the next in line, because after the match was over, Dasha Fuentes actually had an interview with Alexa Bliss. It was interrupted by Natalia, of all people. Natalia came out, kind of gave her a little bit of the bad mouth. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe she might be the next in line. I know we'll probably get into it on another day, because we got to get into. There's no argument, no settlement. This is it. One of the biggest fights of the night, WrestleMania implications in this match. The winner of this fight, Bray Wyatt, in the main event of WrestleMania. It was Luke Harper, one-on-one, AJ Styles. So, we had ourselves a little bit of a crazy finish. First, AJ hit the phenomenal forearm on Harper. Harper's foot was on the rope for the 1, 2, 3. Styles thought he won. Apparently, Shane McMahon's like, you know what? I'm sorry. That wasn't, the foot was on the rope. We got to restart the fight. Okay, they restarted it. Styles shoves Harper into the ring post, hits him with a 450. 1, 2, 3. Now it's over. This is definitive. No doubts about it. The winner of the bout, the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship, and is going to fight in the main event of WrestleMania, the phenomenal AJ Styles. It's all yours.
To me, this was definitely the fight of the night, without a doubt. I mean, it's just there. I don't think there was one moment where there wasn't some sort of a piece of action. But going to the kind of strange finish we had, you have to definitely put in there that Harper did take out Shane McMahon when he was trying to take out AJ Styles, and that's kind of what caused AJ to pick up the win. But man, I mean, it's just, in the ring, out of the ring, suicide dives. The crowd was definitely split between Styles and Harper. I mean, it's just so much action, just definitely has to be, another match that you definitely have to watch. Yeah, they had a break in the middle of it, but we're all starting to get used to that, since WWE seems to think that every match needs to have a break in the middle of it to kind of break the match up. And then when they come back, of course, the heel's always the one in charge when they come back. So, it's a little predictable in that point, but, still, these guys, they brought their A game. They brought it all out to the ring, and they were bound and determined in the end that we were going to get a finish, and that we did. So congratulations to AJ Styles, and we'll just have to see after what happens a little later in the night, which we'll talk about later what happens with the implications that went on this match. So, Florio, it's yours.
What did you rate that? What did you rate the
Oh,
fight?
I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Agreed. 4, teetering on 4.25. I agree. This was the fight of the night. Shakespearean drama. Oh yes, there was a lot of it. We had that element of it. I mean, as happy as I am that AJ Styles is getting a main event championship bout at WrestleMania, and he damn sure deserves it after the year he had last year. And hey, I'm the biggest AJ mark of any of us, especially with his work in Fortune 4. Throw it up. But at the same time, my heart aches for Luke Harper, man. I mean, here's a guy who the fans have been rallying behind as of late. They've been, hoping he would get an opportunity. But unfortunately, it is what it is. The first time around, when he got the foot on the rope and then Shane O'Mac comes down and says, restart the match. Harper's foot was on the rope, restart the bout. Honestly, at that particular moment, I honestly thought for sure Harper was going to win the bout. I really did. I did not expect it to go down the way it did. A lot of dirt sheets were rumoring AJ Styles to be going up against Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. I guess that's not going to happen now, unless something out of the ordinary happens, which has happened before on the road to WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio, anyone? 10 years ago? You know that story. I don't need to rehash it, even though it was a great story. But anyways, very surprised by the Styles win. I'm guessing there has to be more to it. So we'll have to wait and see how this story develops. Shane McMahon getting blasted by Luke Harper with that super kick was a nice touch. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes down. But for right now, AJ Styles gets the big spot. He gets the main event title match at WrestleMania. Like I said, well-deserved. And many felt he probably should have been the champion going in. But, it is what it is. But what a match, though. I mean, you put AJ Styles in there with anybody, he makes them look good. That's what he does. He makes his opponents, win or lose, look like $1 million. He's doing it now in the WWE. He did it in Japan. He did it in TNA. When he was briefly in ROH, I'm sure he did some of that as well. But bottom line is, the best thing going on SmackDown Live right now, even though he doesn't have the belt right now, it's the phenomenal AJ Styles. We'll all agree on this. Because he brings his A game week after week after week. JBL on commentary tonight even compared him to Shawn Michaels. He says he's the modern day Shawn Michaels. He never has a bad day at the office. That's what JBL said. And I agree. AJ Styles never has a bad day at the office. Luke Harper has gotten so much better when it comes to his abilities and everything else. I mean, I can honestly say that was far and away Luke Harper's best match. And AJ Styles made him look like $1 million tonight, even though Luke Harper didn't get the big career payoff. Is what it is. But wow, what a match. Shakespearean, if you like Shakespearean drama like we like Shakespearean drama, you're gonna get your money's worth here tonight. And MF, when you watch it back later on tonight, like I'm sure you're going to, I could only imagine how awesome and epic your commentary was, because there will be a lot of screaming Michael Fletcher moments, just like Mauro Ranallo moments. Luke Harper did a tope suicida. What does that tell you? Do I have to go any further? 4.25 stars. Far and away the fight of the night. Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. And now Styles gets his main event title shot at WrestleMania. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Throw it up for the phenomenal one. He did it. So, with that being said, Michael Bullock, man, oh man, what a match between AJ and Luke Harper.
Yeah, what did you rate it?
4 to 4.25.
Yeah, four stars is my rating on the match. I mean, man, what a match this was. And I do agree. I think this was probably Luke Harper's best match since coming to the WWE. And And yeah, we did have some Tope Suicidas doing this during this match, and especially Luke Harper with that dive that he does. And I mean, I'm amazed that a guy like him for his size can do that. I mean, that's what's so impressive about him. I mean, age when you're wrestling with someone like AJ Styles, I mean, you know you're in for a good match. And boy, we certainly got it. And surprise outcome with AJ Styles winning it. So he is now going to be facing Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. But when we get to we get to what we're going to talk about later on, who knows? Maybe that main event could be in for a little bit of a loophole, but we'll wait. We'll wait and see when we get to that segment. So 4 stars. Nothing else to say, Fletch. Let's move on.
From there, our show shifts to another highly anticipated match. This one, probably not so much, but it is what it is. It was Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one Apollo Crews. Now, this fight was set it up as a chairs match, and the winner of the bout was Dolph Ziggler. It goes back to Anthony Florio. So, Anthony, your thoughts?
Sleeper fight of the night. I'll give it 2.5 stars for the effort. I mean, I didn't have high hopes for it going in because, this is one of the few things that is wrong with SmackDown Live right now. But it was a passable match. But both guys really lack any direction for traction, and it suffered because of that. Yeah, the crowd popped for the flashy offense, but they didn't seem terribly emotionally invested. But like I said, passable bout. So it was by default the worst fight of the night, even though it wasn't that remotely bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was actually halfway decent. So I'll give it 2.5 stars for that effort. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler's chairs match? Not as good as the one we saw at TLC with Baron Corbin and Kalisto. That was a work of art. This, okay, but not overly spectacular. Solid, but not overly spectacular. So, Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, 2.5 stars is my rating, and I do agree. By default, this is the worst fight of the night. But I mean, and I agree, it's not as good as the chairs match that we saw with Kalisto and Baron Corbin. So. So a nice win for Dolph Ziggler. So what's up next for Dolph Ziggler? We'll have to wait and see. So 2.5 stars, D.D. Woodson. I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll agree. 2.5 stars. Okay match. Lots of action, but just was not lackluster. So back to you, Fletch.
I just read this on ProWrestling.net, and wow. I don't know how this came off on TV. I'm dreading to watch that segment. But, oh my God. Bray Wyatt cut the promo talking about AJ Styles, being the new #1 contender for the title. But then Randy Orton popped up on Tron. He was at the Wyatt compound. He not only said that he was going to fight Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania for the title, but then basically destroyed the Wyatt compound and did something that I don't even think I can even talk. I can't even utter the words right now. He grabbed a thing of gasoline, poured it on supposedly the tomb of Sister Abigail, and burned it. Lit it on fire. Bray Wyatt is traumatized. Tears. Rocking back and forth like somebody literally grabbed him, went down in his body, and literally ripped his soul out. Wow. Michael Bullock, go. It's yours.
Wow. I don't even know what to say after I saw it. Well, Florio, you know what we gotta do when we see something like this. So, that happened.
That happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That really happened. Whew. I'm just getting chills just from seeing that segment. I mean, Bray Wyatt, I mean, looked like he was having that invocation saying he promises AJ Styles is going to end up like all the rest at WrestleMania, and he will feel the spirit and force of his master because that he comes from the hallowed ground. And then basically Randy Orton shows up on the screen in Bray Wyatt's personal barn and rocking chair and saying that he was given the keys to the kingdom and in the middle of Wyatt's world. And he said he can smell the evil there. It's Wyatt's world. But it's not his and never was. And you were like, uh-oh. Something's going to go down now. Looked like Randy Orton pulled a ruse. He says, you know what? I did say, there was a time I said, if you can't beat them, join them. Now it's time to screw them. Saying that this is Wyatt's temple, his place of worship, sacred ground, because underneath the floor lies the sister of Satan himself, Abigail. This is where Abigail was laid to rest. And then Orton basically grabs a pick and stands there with it, noting what's left of her, because he dug her up, and now he sees Bray Wyatt as powerless and naked, and that he plans to burn Abigail's spirit. And then he basically pours the gasoline all around the house, the inside, the outside, leading to the house, and then says, Bray Wyatt, I'm coming for you at WrestleMania, and I'm coming for your title. And then sets the place on fire with that famous pose that he does. And Wyatt just loses it, even in tears. I mean, when was the last time you ever seen Bray Wyatt like that? I never have, but
Never.
I mean, you never see him do that. Basically, it's Randy Orton getting under Bray Wyatt's skin. This was definitely another co-segment of the night. I don't know what else. So, what does this mean now for WrestleMania? I mean, we already have AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt. Does this eventually become a triple threat match?
I believe it does, Michael Bullock, because...
I mean, because we originally said it was going to be Randy Orton, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt. Well, we got 2/3 of it, but the only thing is, it's AJ Styles.
Yeah. Because of the fact that Randy Orton has indeed now implemented that decree that he has won the Royal Rumble, he said he is going for his title at WrestleMania. That means Orton has jumped back in. We now have a triple threat for WrestleMania. It is going to be Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Bray Wyatt for the WWE title.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, I don't know what else is there to say. Dee Woodson, your thoughts on this? I don't know how I say creepy or disturbing segment.
Um, maybe both. Wow. I mean, yeah, he dug up the floor there. We could see the maggots. We could see floor, rocking chair, of course, sitting there rocking. He even doused the chair. He doused the remains. He doused the whole house, a path outside the house before, and then stood there with that lit match for a good 2 or 3 minutes before he lit it up. I mean, it was, it was just that he was able to, just destroy Bray Wyatt in just a matter of moments, to the point to where Bray was just sitting there on the floor after banging his head on the announce table and everything else. One thing that caught my ear, though, that Orton said was, that he had, the Bray was the master and he was the servant. Well, now the servant is the master and the master's the servant. So in Orton's book, they have role reversed, and now apparently he's saying that he owns Bray. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens with there. But yeah, now looks like we have a triple threat for WrestleMania, and it'll be interesting to see in the coming weeks exactly how all that goes. So, not much more I have to say about it. So, Florio, it's yours.
This was the other segment of the night. Absolutely. I mean, oh man, Randy Orton. We knew. Now you know why he's called a Viper. Now you get it. I mean, whoa. My Lord in heaven. I mean, that was a lot darker than I expected. This was a wild way to set up the WrestleMania match, but it does introduce the interesting possibility of Randy being the heel in all of this rather than Wyatt. I suppose Orton could always call it just desserts and play a babyface, but he sure didn't come across as one here. Wyatt sobbing and looking shaken to end the show isn't how I would book a heel either. But man, oh man, this was whoa. You want to talk about going there? We always talk about going there. Well, they went there and then some on this one. I mean, man alive. I mean, how can you not be shaken up after watching that? And then that's all I can say is when you watch that back, I mean, after Orton set the Wyatt compound ablaze, he did the pose. He did the Viper pose. You saw it, the vintage Orton pose. I mean, that MF does better than any of us here. I mean, he did it from the backside. So, but nonetheless, creepy, eerie, dark way, and a way that left all of us with our mouths aghast. And you want to talk about the jaw hitting the floor? Well, the jaw hit the floor and then some on this one, man. That's all I can say. And batten down the hatches. Wyatt, Styles, WrestleMania triple threat match. Last time WrestleMania was in Orlando, Randy Orton was in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. He was the champion going in. 8% of the people, only 8% of the people gave him a chance against Triple H and John Cena. And what happened? Randy Orton went on to successfully defend the title. And who was one of those 8% that gave Orton the chance to win that bout? The man who hosts this show. Do I have to go any further? He did it 9 years ago. I think he's going to do it again 9 years later. My early projection as of now is Orton walks out with the belt. That could change. You never know. They could go a different route. You never know. The winner of the Royal Rumble has not gone on to win every single year. Let's not forget that. The last couple of years, we have not. I mean, the last Royal Rumble winner that went on to win the big one at WrestleMania was John Cena, 2013, WrestleMania 29. Last 3 years, Batista. What happened with him? The whole Yes movement. Daniel Bryan took over mercifully. 2015, Roman Reigns got cashed in by Seth Rollins. He won the Rumble, but he was the champ going in, and he dropped the belt to Roman. So I think this could be the year that the Royal Rumble winner wins the big one at WrestleMania. So, and like JBL always likes to say, call the sheriff, because these boys are going to steal the show at WrestleMania. I can't wait. And MF, like I said, when you watch that back, discretion's advised, man. We're giving you we're doing the viewer discretion. We're advising it right here and now. Oh my Lord in heaven. Just take it, MF. I can't say anything else because it's not often I'm speechless after a segment or anything, but
this one did.
Yeah.
This one did.
Yep.
All right. Wow. I guess I got some viewing to see tonight. All right. Let's do it. Overall review. As you know, on our show, it's open forum. So whoever wants to take it first, go for it.
I'll start it off here. This was definitely, I would probably say, between 9 to 9.5 out of 10. This was a damn good show tonight from start to finish. Nothing on this show was remotely bad. I mean, the only thing that was, that was really on the meh side of things, the chairs match with Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler, even though it wasn't remotely bad. But other than that, everything. I mean, if any of you DVR'd this show, MF, I know you did. I'm not just recommending this show to you, MF, but I'm also recommending it to anybody, whether they have work commitments or what have you. You got to go out of your way to see this show tonight. Opening segment. Wow, that's all I can say. A great 2 out of 3 falls bout with Mickie James and Becky Lynch. The chairs match, I mean, good, but not all that great. Styles and Harper stole the show. And then that final segment with especially Randy Orton. Wow. If a couple of the matches had been a smidgen better, we would have been talking perfect 10. But it's 9 to 9.5 for me. I don't know how Bullock and Didi are going to feel about that. But to me, right now, I got to consider this SmackDown tonight the best of 2017 so far. That's how good it was. MF, I hope you've got some time off or anything of that nature coming up, because if you do, you have the time to sit down and watch this show. Do what you got to do, man. Get one of your Cokes there. I know how much you love your Coke, brother. Get your Coke, get your whatever grub you've got in your house. Sit down. I'll basically pull a TO here. Get your popcorn ready. Sit down and watch this show and get your popcorn ready, my man, because I only wish you didn't have work commitments, because I really would have loved to have gotten your thoughts on this show tonight. But once you sit down and watch it, that's all I can say. And before I give it away, MF, while you were having your issues, I'll bring it up one more time. Thursday night, we're doing our Fastlane preview show. Is 10 o'clock a good time for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So Thursday night, 10 o'clock, my channel, The Tone 25, we're previewing Fastlane. Be there or be square. Whoever wants it next is yours.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll say 9 to 9.5 out of 10. yeah, what a really good edition of SmackDown Live. Yeah, some of the things, some of the matches. The matches were good, but could have been better. But everything else was just spot on tonight. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So 9 to 9.5 out of 10. So Dee Whitson, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll agree. 9.5 to 10. A couple of things we didn't mention that happened as well tonight was there's supposed to be an Ambrose versus Hawkins, but it ended up being a promo with Ambrose and Corbin. And then we also have a match scheduled for next week, which is Cena and Nikki Bella versus Ellsworth and Carmella. Thanks to the little interview, what was supposed to be an interview segment backstage that they interrupted. So, we even have stuff to look forward to next week as well. But yeah, this was one humdinger of a show. So I'm hoping by Thursday I'll have whatever sound issues I'm having worked out, because by the time we got to this overall review, my headset stopped working again. The computer isn't picking up any sound, so right now I'm actually using the cell phone to talk. So I will see you guys, I guess, on Thursday. So good night, guys. Have a good evening.
All right, Dee Dee, thank you so much as always. And guys, actually, I'm just gonna end it. I don't think there's any need or any reason to even go on. There is no Mikey's mindset. I'm just gonna let. I think after that way of emotion and everything that ended on this show, we're just gonna end it here. Nothing more to say. All right, it's been confirmed at 10 o'clock on the Tone 25. The preview for Fastlane. This is their last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Friday night, Strictly Sports. We ran down the docket, but if you did miss it, one more time. We got a lot of news. We got some UFC we got a UFC preview. We got a World Baseball Classic preview. I might start talking about some NHL stuff because there's been a lot of rumors going around. Of course, Magic Johnson, president of basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then, of course, we do have the world famous power rankings as well as it's on the NBA side. Of course, they want me to talk about Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao and that fight going down. I'll give you my thoughts about it. And then there's really nothing else to say, guys. So that is it. So for Michael Bullock, for Dee Dee Woodson, I am Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching this. You know the routine. Hug the hand pounds. We out. We'll see you Thursday night for the preview of Fastlane. Until then, so long for now. Have a good night. Bye-bye.